Oh, I'm ready.
All righty. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 8 of Tech Tuesdays. Good to see you here, Tim. Are you ready for this?
I'm born ready for this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to jump right into questions. Thanks again so much for reaching out to us in the comments section. It seems like every single week we get more and more comments about this. So if that's not success, I don't know what is. So we're just going to jump right into it. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'll let you read the first one today.
Again? Oh, my gosh, I'm going to cry. Okay, here we go. Where's My 10mm says, hey guys, love Tech Tuesdays. I just picked up the Killshot with the 7-inch dash for my 12A rotary engine. Wish me luck. He says his question is, since your product offers the ECU at a remote location, a shortcoming of the Holley systems, in my opinion, will it be possible in the future to just swap the ECU to a more powerful one that allows for 3 or 5 volt sensors or the ability to control boost pressure or even TPMS function? Thank you. That's not me. That's all you.
Say less. So on this right here, when it comes to the basic workings of like the Deuces Wild, the Killshot, and etc., it's like we're going to have a CAN module add on to that to have different, 3 volt, 5 volt sensors, inputs, resistance, so on and so forth. So you'll be able to add this in, and we do use a high-speed CAN, which is weirdly more superior than some of the other CAN systems out there. Just the fact that it's a lot more powerful because of the type of chips we use are automotive grade, so it's just way more faster. But yeah,
Nice.
we're looking into doing a CAN module for just adding in extra sensors and such, boost control, etc. And we're actually looking into a boost controller that runs through the same CAN
Looking
network.
into. That's a very important thing to preface there. Looking into.
Yeah.
It will be here, but looking into.
There's a lot of R&D projects we're currently doing. Some's going to make the cut, some's not going to be practical, but it is very exciting for me because I get a piece of that and it's fun. But yeah, essentially that's,
add it to all the things that you're doing right now. Anyway.
I don't do anything around here. But yeah, that's a thing. That's not a problem. It's not going to be a new ECU for that. It's going to be a CAN extension. So that will be a thing that will be on the map currently. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. And I do wish you luck on finding your 10mm. I am still looking for mine. I don't think they exist anymore.
Here we go. You next question.
Oh, who's the next one here?
We'll just kind of go down the list here.
See
for a
this
little
one
bit.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John Corley, 4506. Glad to hear you're looking into a control for the Mopar 4-speed. Auto really interesting in that. Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for that, and keep the updates coming. Yeah, that's something we're looking into. We're really diving into making a really nice controller right now for GM 4-speed stuff, and then we're going to expand out to the rest of the 4-speeds that are popular. Let's see. You can try to pronounce our French-Canadian guy's name here this time.
Jean. Is that right?
Jean.
I don't remember. He said we did it well. Hey, thanks for the answer, guys. This is question 3, by the way. It's just a preface. Thanks for the answer, guys. You didn't do a bad job on pronouncing my French-Canadian name, though I think I just butchered it.
It's getting worse every time we do it.
We'll just not do it anymore. Tim, just so you know, you've answered several of my questions on your personal YouTube channel. Also, just quick shout out, Action Vulture. If you have not looked into Tim's channel, that's just something he does in his very how much free time do you have? If Tim has free times, he may make a video or two, but he loves this industry. He loves cars, so that's just, if you want to go check out his channel, you'll find some answers to some of your questions there. I guarantee it. After having messed with the VE tables and such, my car is running great now, and the system works as it should. That's great to hear. I just realized I just read something that wasn't a question.
It's cool. We do comments too. It's fine. But this is a good comment that leads me into a whole nother tangent, just off in the distance. Tim's tangents.
This is like the more you know thing.
Yeah, we should have like a little splash banner. Tim's tangents. No, the thing is, like, there's some cars out there that are a little bit spicier than normal. And, stock mild applications, that's cool. Self-learning does a great job. But sometimes if you got a fat cam, big flowy heads, weird intake, all that jazz, you'll probably need to go in there and put a little in the table in a few spots, or take a little out of the table, or mess with your timing just to really get it dialed in. And I'm pretty sure that's what the situation was, is a little bit more than stock motor.
Yeah.
And I've had, just here in the parking lot, just highlight a table, knock 10-20% out of the thing, and don't have to do much more than that, and it makes it super happy. I've also been in a situation with a really aggressive LS motor with a Jackpot. I put 15% in there, all of a sudden it runs and drives just fine. Yeah. All the situations it was having was just, it was missing 15% fuel. It was just so much on the razor's edge of being too aggressive that's what it took. Buku 662.
662.
I want to get about 550, 600 horsepower on my stroker small block on E85. Are the injectors capable of that, or will it be too close to the limit? I was looking for bigger injectors, and I seen a guy use them in another video. That was me. I did that. That was back whenever you had to have the engineering level software to change a fuel injector size. I did a bit of a backdoor deal with our higher level engineers, and they added that into the software to be able to, in like the Killshot, for instance, to just add bigger injectors in the handheld if your system already comes with them. Or if you decide to just void that warranty and throw bigger Pico EV6 injectors in there and tell it what size
would
injectors
not recommend doing that. I would not recommend doing that.
No, because you end up with, there's like fuel leak problems and all kinds of stuff you could run into if you do it wrong. And it's harder for me to send you a pack of O-rings for the injectors. It's more like, if you want to go bigger injectors, it's kind of just give us a call and we'll see what we can work out.
I've worked on this. If you have something like, if you need a distributor locked out, if you need your, if you want your injectors switched out or something like that, you can give us a call. We will, the techs will either take a little bit of time to do that themselves, and it still is within your warranty. You'll just have to pay what's called a tech fee, and depending on how big of a project it is, like locking out distributors, $35. If it's changing out the injectors, it's probably looking closer to $50. So, but if you are wanting that done, we can do that here as well. We just have to. Tim already answered this question in the comment section, but in case you have not had a chance to look into it, for anybody else having this question, Andrew Underwood says, I have a Jackpot system going into my 1971 Camaro. When setting up the gear ratio, is there going to be a problem setting up for a 4.88 gear ratio?
Nope. On our trans tuning stuff in the Jackpot, it's tire size, gear ratio, and vehicle speed correction percentage. The VSS correction is essentially your pulses. Yep. So, and it's just like gear ratio and pulses. So, like, if you got a 29-inch tire with a 373 gear, it comes out to about 25.3. And there's not math. I mean, I guess I could make the math formula for that and make it really easy, but it'd still just make more questions. Essentially, the easy button on that is when you're trying to get your trans dialed in. Let's say you got a 488 gear with a 29-inch tire. You can start at 35 and look at what your GPS speed is versus what your VSS indicates in the sensor data on the handheld. And then just use the VSS correction to correlate those two values so that the shift scheduling of your transmission is correct for what speed it sees. So if the pulse count's too high, it'll be really weird. If it's too low, it'll be really weird. Either way, it's going to shift either super late or super early. But get them correlated, not a massive deal.
Sometimes it surprises me how smart you are.
I just read the manual.
Like,
all.
If only you could hear some of the things he said. I mean, they've already heard some of the things you say on here. Camera don't lie.
Camera don't lie.
Okay.
Lighten up.
All right. We got 9 minutes. Here we go. Question 5?
I don't know.
Question 5. Question hit or miss. Question 5. Paul Perrick says, thank you for answering my question from the last video. I know you recommend one specific pedal, but can you use a junkyard pedal?
Sure.
Yeah, I believe the way that we go about things like this is there's only so many things that we've tested with our system. it's not to say that there are other things that can't work, but there's only so much time in the day, and with our R&D department, there's only so many things that we can test, as well as handling, questions from other customers and things like that. So I would say, as long as you're hooking things up correctly and not sending back random 12-volt signals to places that it doesn't need to be going, if you know what you're doing as far as wiring goes, try it out. That's not a problem. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Feel free to let us know. But also, that should be fine, like you said.
I've run into a few combinations of stock pedals, weirdly enough, from trucks that like they work differently as it goes. So the like there's one GM pedal, I believe I put it in the manual. Last 3 part numbers is 038. Works like a champion. I put it in one of my videos as well, one of my personal YouTube videos. I was testing the drive-by-wire capabilities and some cam settings, like just how much airflow you may need or not need, what have you not. So with that, yeah, there's one particular part number I like because it has a large footprint. You can bend the ears on it, make it fit a lot of things. I think it's like $200, so it's relatively cost effective. And it's a known good working pedal for any aftermarket EFI system. Works with our competitor stuff. That's how I know it exists and works so well. Works with our stuff. I was quite pleased to see that because I own a few of them.
Question 6 or 7, who knows at this point. Bolso Turbo says, on a video you posted, you went up on the injector CC. Can you go down on the injector CC? That's a really good question.
I would have to look into what range they set in the new software parameters in the handheld. I know in the tuning software you cannot yet because we haven't updated our tuning software in a little bit.
Yep.
But some of the new features is really what we're working on in that. In the handheld, you should be able to, I believe, as low as 80, and I think as high as 160. But that's something that I will be releasing.
Is it 160 or 165? What do we offer? I think it's 160.
160 is the big ones.
Okay.
But we should be able to go down in size. And if I'll check it later. And if it's not a thing, I'll just put the request in to get the firmware changed on one of our next updates so we can actually go down a certain amount. Because some people don't need a 100-pound-an-hour injector to use in a very small displacement situation like a 12A rotary motor Toyota pickup, which really cool customer. Let's see, what was it? Lotus Elise, I think.
I can't remember.
She got a really cool Overlander Toyota pickup. Got one of our units on there. It's running like a champ. Probably needs a little bit of tuning because it's a very small displacement engine. But like that situation, putting smaller injectors in would probably do her project extremely well as it goes. But it should go down to an 80. But I'll have to double check that. And if it doesn't, I'll just put the request in and push it up and be like, hey, if somebody wants to put in smaller injectors, so that would probably be a lot more fun.
Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like down below. If you have a question about tech, as regards for ACEs or just anything EFI, please leave a comment down below. If you see any Tech Tuesday media anywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram, please show it some love as well, and ask your questions there if you also have them as well. Super excited. We're getting close to 10 Tech Tuesday videos. This was episode 8, so maybe we got to figure out something, maybe a giveaway. I don't know. I'm not saying anything.
Hey, easy with all that.
Yeah. Thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye now.